Hello, and this is the second part of the critical review of the Good News from God brochure published by Jehovah's Witnesses, specifically lesson number 7. What is God's kingdom? So in this occasion, what happened is that I was kicked out of the library by the librarian. I was recording from the library basement, and a librarian came up and said that this is a quiet area, so I had to leave, and I couldn't find another place at the library to record the video, so I came here to the cathedral. So I am now at the Svenska cathedral, and it is also a quiet area, but I am hidden in a corner where nobody can hear me. So I am temporarily hijacking the infrastructure of apostate Christendom to finish this video, but I couldn't find any other place in town. I walked all over the center of this town looking for a place, and this is the only thing I could think of. So I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible in critically reviewing the rest of this lesson 7 of the Good News from God brochure published by Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, so 4, I will read what Jehovah's Witnesses say, and then I will critically comment. God's kingdom began ruling in 1914. Jesus's first action as king was to throw Satan and his demons down to the earth. Satan became furious and began causing trouble throughout the earth, and they cite Revelation 12:7, 10:12 as a scriptural basis for this statement. Since then, mankind's woes have severely increased. Wars, famines, epidemics, and earthquakes are all part of a sign that the kingdom will soon take full charge of earth's affairs. And they cite Luke 21:7, 10, 11, and 31 as scriptural basis for these statements. So let's unpack this. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that God's kingdom began ruling in 1914, that is the year when Jesus was enthroned as king, and that Jesus is only waiting for Jehovah's signal to act, and he will act to destroy all the world's governments and slaughter all the non-believers, and then he will establish the rule of his kingdom as an absolute theocratic monarchy, and that theocratic monarchy will preside over the restored first century congregation in context of a restored Garden of Eden. And that is a new system, and only Jehovah's Witnesses will populate the restored garden, and they will have everlasting life. So that is the version of the dominion that Jehovah's Witnesses believe in, right? So the difference again between the dominionism, the political dominionism of the religious right in the United States and Jehovah's Witnesses is that Jehovah's Witnesses project their dominion to after Armageddon, but it is still a form of modified dominionism. The Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Satan was cast out from heaven by Jesus in 1914. So according to Jehovah's Witnesses, Satan was in heaven all the way until 1914, including through the Gentile times, and that it was only after Jesus was enthroned as king that he acted to throw Satan out, and supposedly Satan became furious and began causing trouble throughout the earth. And again, they cite Revelation 12:7, 10, and 12 as a scriptural basis for this statement. And in that Revelation 12:7, I think they talk about Michael the Archangel, that Michael the Archangel started the war in heaven against Satan. But Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Michael the Archangel and Jesus Christ are the same person, which is not something that is shared, commonly in Christendom. And I personally, I do not agree with the idea that Jesus Christ and Michael the Archangel are the same person. I think that Jehovah's Witnesses have misinterpreted the scriptures and the traditions in that regard. And also, I think they have misinterpreted the scriptures and the traditions in regards to the expulsion of Satan from heaven. Because the reason Satan was expelled from heaven is because he revolted against God out of pride, and God swatted him down. God expelled him from heaven. So, and that happened way before 1914, That happened before the fall of Adam, because then Satan's revenge was to precisely engineer the fall of Adam by tempting Adam and Eve with the forbidden fruit. But again, Jehovah's Witnesses have a different interpretation, so